There is something inside you that has been waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect conditions, waiting for someone to give you permission. But let me tell you something that nobody else is going to say to your face. The moment is now. The conditions will never be perfect, and nobody is coming to save you. You already know this. Somewhere deep inside, behind all the excuses and the delays, and I'll start Monday, promises you make to yourself, you already know the truth. You have been playing small, and it is time to stop. I want you to think about the last time you truly tried, not the halfway attempt, not the version of trying where you keep one foot out the door. I mean the kind of trying that costs you something, the kind that scares you. When was the last time you showed up like your life depended on it? Because here's the hard truth. Your life does depend on it, not tomorrow. Right now, you were not born to watch other people win. You were not born to sit in the stands and clap for someone else's dream. You were born to win. There is greatness coded into you. It was there the moment you took your first breath, but somewhere along the way you forgot. You let people talk you out of it. You let failure convince you it wasn't for you. You let comfort steal your fire. And so here you are, listening to this. And maybe you found this by accident. Maybe you were scrolling at 2 a.m. because sleep wouldn't come. Maybe the weight of everything you haven't done is pressing down on your chest and you needed to hear something, anything, that reminded you that you still have time. You do, but not forever. So listen closely. The champion mindset is not something you are born with fully formed. It is not a gift given to a chosen few. It is a decision, a brutal, daily, sometimes agonizing decision to keep going when everything in you is begging to stop. Champions are not people who never fall. They are people who fall and get up one more time than they fell. That's it. That's the whole secret. One more time. Think about every person you admire, every person who has built something real, who has carved their name into something that lasts. Do you think their path was clean? Do you think it was easy? Do you think they woke up every morning inspired and motivated and ready to conquer the world? Or they woke up tired, they woke up doubting. They woke up with the same fears that paralyze you. The difference is they moved anyway. You want to know what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is not who your parents were or what city you grew up in or how much money was in the house when you were a child. It is this, the willingness to do what others won't for as long as it takes without requiring anyone to applaud you while you do it. That's it. That is the whole game. And I need you to hear this next part carefully because this is where most people go wrong. Most people are waiting to feel motivated before they act. They are waiting to feel ready. They are waiting for the fear to go away. But motivation follows action. It does not lead it. You do not wait until you feel like a champion to start acting like one. You act like a champion and the feeling follows. The discipline comes before the desire. The grind comes before the glory. No excuses. I mean that. I am not interested in your story about why it hasn't happened yet. I am not interested in the circumstances. I am not saying your circumstances aren't real. I am not saying your pain isn't valid. I am saying that your circumstances do not get to decide your destiny. Only you get to decide that. And every second you spend explaining why you can as a second you are not spending figuring out how you can. Think about the weight you are carrying right now, the failed attempts, the people who doubted you, the times you put yourself out there and got knocked back, the dreams you quietly buried because it felt safer than risking them again. I see you. I know that weight. And I am not going to pretend it isn't heavy. It is heavy. But here is what I know. That weight is not your enemy. That weight is your training. Every hard thing that has happened to you has been building something in you that you cannot yet see. The pain is not pointless. The pain is the process. Pain to power. That is not just a phrase. That is the actual path. Every person who has ever achieved anything real went through the fire first. The fire does not destroy you. It refines you. It burns away everything that was never meant to be part of you anyway. What comes out on the other side is the real version of you, the stronger version, the version that knows what it's made of because it's been tested. But you have to let the process work. You have to stop running from the hard things. You have to stop choosing comfort when what you actually need is growth. Comfort is the enemy dressed up as a friend. It shows up at your door with a blanket and a warm excuse and it says, rest, you deserve it, tomorrow is good enough. And tomorrow comes, and comfort comes with it again. And before you know it, years have passed, and the dream is still sitting there untouched, collecting dust. How long are you going to let that happen? I am asking you honestly. How many more mornings are you going to wake up and feel that ache? That specific ache that comes from knowing you are not living up to what you are capable of. How many more nights are you going to go to sleep with the weight of unlived potential on your chest? Because that ache is not going away on its own. It gets louder, it gets heavier. The only way to silence it is to do something about it. You have to make a decision, not a soft one, not a I'll try my best decision, a real one. A decision that changes the way you move through every single day. A decision that says, I am done negotiating with my own mediocrity. I am done being comfortable with comfortable. I am choosing the harder road because I know where the easy road ends. And I am not going there. This is the decision that separates lives, not some massive dramatic moment, not a lightning bolt from the sky, just a quiet, fierce, unshakable internal decision. I will become the person I am meant to be. I must become a champion, not because someone told me I could, not because everything worked out perfectly, but because I decided to, because I committed to the grind before I could see the result, because I chose to believe in something I couldn't yet prove. Discipline and grind. Let's talk about that. Because everybody loves the idea of success, but nobody wants to talk about what it actually looks like on a Tuesday morning in February when it's cold outside and you're tired and nobody is watching and there is no applause and the results are not there yet. What does it look like then? That is where champions are built. Not in the highlight reel, in the invisible moments. In the moments when you could quit and no one would know, and maybe no one would even blame you, but you don't quit. You show up. You do the work again and again. That repetition, that relentless, unglamorous, thankless repetition, that is what builds a champion. Not inspiration, not motivation, not waiting for the stars to align. Repetition, routine, discipline that doesn't ask how you feel before it shows up. You want to become great, then fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the days when nothing seems to be working. Fall in love with the version of yourself that keeps going anyway. Because that version, the one who shows up despite the doubt, despite the fatigue, despite the silence, that version is your real self. That is who you actually are underneath all the fear. Let me tell you what happens to the people who give up. Nothing dramatic. That is the sad part. There is no explosion, no collapse. They just slowly drift. They drift into smaller lives. They drift into the version of themselves that could have been greater. And one day they look up and realize they traded their potential for safety. They traded their fire for comfort. And it's a quiet devastation, not loud, not sudden, just a slow gray settling of what could have been. Do not be that person, please. You have too much inside you to let it die like that. Rise again. Every time you fall, and you will fall, that is not a threat. That is the nature of any real pursuit. You get up. You dust yourself off, not because it doesn't hurt. It does hurt, but because lying on the ground was never part of your story. Your story is about getting up. Your story is about what you do after the fall. Anyone can look good when things are going well. Your character is revealed in the aftermath of failure. That is when you find out who you really are. And I believe in who you really are. I believe in it more than you do right now, and that's okay. You don't have to believe it fully yet. You just have to act as if. Act as if you are already the person you are becoming. Act as if the discipline is already there. Act as if the champion mindset is already yours, because action creates identity. You become who you consistently act like. Never give up. I know that sounds simple. I know you've heard it before, but I need you to really sit with it right now. Think about the thing you almost quit. Think about the version of the dream that you shelved because it got hard. Think about the moment you told yourself it wasn't worth it. Was it actually not worth it, or were you just tired? Because tired is temporary. Giving up is permanent. Every single person who has ever done something worth remembering had a moment, a very real moment, where they almost stopped, where quitting felt logical, where the math said it wasn't working and they kept going anyway, not because they knew it would work, but because they were not willing to find out what their life looked like if they stopped. That is the standard I am asking you to hold yourself to. Not perfection, not guaranteed success. Just this: refuse to stop before you find out what's possible. Refuse to quit while there is still something left in you. And there is still something left in you. I can feel it. That is why you are here. That is why these words are landing somewhere real. You are unstoppable. Not because nothing can hurt you. Not because the road ahead is easy. You are unstoppable because you have decided that nothing, not failure, not doubt, not other people's opinions, not your own fear, nothing gets to be the reason you don't become who you were meant to be. That is a posture. That is a way of moving through the world. Unstoppable doesn't mean untouched. It means that when you get touched, when you get knocked down, when you get hurt, you keep moving. The destination doesn't change. Only the path changes. Only the timeline changes. But the direction stays the same, born to win. I want you to carry that, not arrogantly, not in a way that dismisses struggle or luck or the complexity of life, but in a way that reminds you every single morning that you have something in you worth fighting for. Every morning you wake up is another chance, another day to close the gap between who you are and who you know you can be. Do not waste it. You have wasted enough mornings, enough weeks, enough years, no more. Starting now. Starting with this break. This moment is a choice. You are making it right now whether you realize it or not. You are either deciding to become who you are meant to be, or you are deciding to stay where you are. There is no neutral. There is no pause button on your life while you figure it out. Every day you wait, the dream waits with you. But time doesn't wait. Time keeps moving, and it takes your potential with it if you let it. So what is it going to be? Because I need you to make a declaration. Not to me, to yourself. Look at where you are right now. Look at the gap between your current life and the life you know is possible for you. Feel it, don't run from it. feel the full weight of it, and then say, I am going to close that gap, not someone else. Not when the circumstances change. Now, with what I have, from where I am, that is the only way this works. That is the only formula that has ever worked. People who become great don't wait to become great before they start moving. They move, and greatness finds them on the road. Become great, not for your ego, not to prove something to the people who doubted you. Although watching you win will be a beautiful bonus. Become great because you are capable of it. Become great because there are people in your life who need you to be great. Become great because the version of you that settles, that plays small, that lets fear win. That version cannot give the world what the real version of you can, and the world needs what you have. I am serious about that. The world is not short on ordinary. It is short on people who are willing to fully become who they are meant to be. That is a rare thing, that is a precious thing, and it is available to you right now. Not to some idealized future version of you with more time and more money and more confidence. You, as you are, with what you have today. The grind is not glamorous. The discipline is not comfortable. The early mornings and the late nights and the sacrifices and the moments of doubt, none of that is beautiful in the moment. It is beautiful in retrospect. It is beautiful when you look back and see who you became because of it. It is beautiful when the result arrives and you know in your bones that you earned it, that no one can take it from you, that it is real and it is yours. That feeling is worth everything. And you don't get it on the easy road. You get it on the hard one. So I am asking you to choose the hard road. Choose it today. Choose it tomorrow when you don't feel like it. Choose it next week when results are slow and doubt is loud. Choose it every single day until the choosing becomes automatic, until the discipline becomes your identity, until you cannot imagine living any other way, because that is what champions do. Not once, not when they feel like it. Always, relentlessly, without apology, without waiting for permission, without needing the world to applaud the work before the work is done. I must become a champion. Say it, mean it, and then go live it. The world is waiting for who you are about to be.